Charmaine, peace and freedom. I want to share two quick thoughts with you. One, yesterday I was talking about the gentrification issue here in Newark, but I've been thinking about that. It's not really a gentrification problem, it's a problem of abuse from the landlords who are overpricing things so that can't nobody live here unless you got it like that. And so, the assumption is that it's going to only attract wealthy white people, and that's not the case. There are people who are coming from New York who find the prices here cheaper than in New York and have the money to pay these exorbitant prices that the landlords are asking. I mean, there's been a major bump up, excuse me, in rent since COVID. And that's because there are greedy landlords who are trying to compensate for what they feel they lost. I mean, I'm not going to deny the fact that there were some landlords who did lose out on money from tenants, but there were a lot who were given help. I know, I mean, rental assistance programs were helping a lot of landlords, including my own at the time. And my landlord was very anxious to help the tenants that he liked to apply. And also, he had his property manager applying or sending us information so that we could apply because they were going to get paid. And they did. So we're experiencing this oppression, really, right now from landlords who are not following code, not when I mean code, because I've said before about staying on code. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that they're not following the city ordinances and are. I mean, and the thing is that people don't know. I'll do another episode about that, okay, separately. But in terms of the multiculturalism that is here in Newark, you know, uh, listen, if you're here and you vibe, then you're cool, right? Like in my building, we only have 4 apartments in this brownstone. There are 5 next door, owned by the same person, and it is diverse, and we all get along great. You know, all that matters is if you can get along with your neighbors. And by the same token, a lot of us are dealing with the same issues that I alluded to yesterday. But that's all up and down the street with other landlords too. And so it doesn't matter what you look like right now because everybody is dealing with a level of suffering from landlords that don't respect the tenants. But like I said, I'll deal more with that on another day in terms of people knowing their rights. But we also are dealing with another form of oppression right now. We've got this government shutdown, and it's affecting people far and wide, folks who have been employed for a long time who are now being forced to work without pay, people who are being laid off unceremoniously, and then all these programs that are being cut. So here's the thing. I am big on community. I've always been big on community. And, in times of trouble, that's when you are supposed to know who your neighbors are. There is a Kemetic scripture that says, may I know my friends, that I may share my goods with them. These times are when we need to hustle our stuff together, figure out who's got what resources, and be ready to overcome them. So, today I had one of my art activist godchildren call me, and she said, Queen Mother, they're cutting food stamps in November. And so what's going to happen? So she knows that I know people, and she knows that when it comes to uh, finding resources for the community, that I'll pull out my mental Rolodex and get to stepping on it. So that's exactly what I did. So, we've decided to compile a list of sources and resources for not just people who are on EBT, but for everybody. Because, as I said, everyone is suffering. Well, I don't mean everybody, but I mean, this is a broad stroke of people who are in need, job loss, no income, all of this. So, this is what I'm encouraging you to do. Wherever you are in the world, if you're listening to me right now, then I'm encouraging you, even if you're not in the US, to tap into the resources that are in your community to see what is beneficial, not just for you, but also for your neighbors. This is not just about what's happening right now with the lack of reason that is prevailing at the moment, but we are hoping and praying and putting pressure on our politicians to make change in favor of the greater good instead of the bickering that's taking place. But anyway, in the meantime, we need to pull together and to know where to go, who to go to, and who we need to share the information with so that we are not suffering. Yes. Okay. With that, this has been a long day. I've knocked out a bunch of videos today, but I'm proud of myself. And I feel driven. Why? Because of community. And believe me, I care about you. Hope you care about me too. So I'm Queen Mother Imaku. Let me end by saying Merea, which means much love. Heri, which means be at peace. Teni, which means to be accountable. Jebewi, which means to show mercy in the most appropriate way to the most appropriate people in the most appropriate circumstances. But remember to show mercy to yourself in the appropriate ways, all right? And Resui Nechem, which means sweet dreams.